Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 2021 film Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, of course, this film is a direct sequel. I feel it's more of a direct sequel to the very first Ghostbusters movie in 1984, which, of course, I'm going to explain as I go along. Because this film came out after Harold Ramis had passed away, who was, along with Dan Aykroyd, co-created Ghostbusters. Excuse me. And of course, Harold Ramis' character played a big part in this movie and the story of this film. Of course, what I mean is, of course, they brought back not only the original Ghostbusters team, the only original cast members that they didn't bring back in this film. Of course, the guy who played the mayor, because I think he passed away. But also Rick Moranis didn't come back, and also William Atherton, who was the Environmental Protection Agency guy. Those two guys didn't come back. Those two actors didn't come back in this film. But everybody else who was the main character in the original film came back in this one, except of course for Harold Ramis, which I'm going to kind of get into. Because the plot of this movie is there was a woman whose father had died, and the father was actually Egon Spengler, the Harold Ramis character. He dies, and the daughter inherits his farm in Oklahoma. So she just got evicted from her apartment, and so they said, "Oh, let's move into this farm, and since I inherited it, we could live here." So she travels with the two kids. One's a daughter, looks almost like a female version of Egon, and she was about 14, 15 years old then, and the time this movie came out, and she looks just like, almost just like Egon, with the glasses and the hair and everything, and she was a beautiful girl. I mean, I have to say, and she has a great future, because I thought she, in Hollywood, I didn't know she was going to do any more movies, but I thought she did a great job. I thought she was great. I thought she was, to me, she was the highlight of this movie, right? Because I thought she was that good of an actress to make that character believable. But then they had she has a brother, an older brother, who finds Ecto, and throughout the movie, her brother, and the two friends they made in school, all eventually finding all this Ghostbusters equipment. They found a trap, ghost trap. They found Ecto-1. They found the proton packs. They had kept there, and then they found the daughter, or Egon's granddaughter, finds a phone number for Ray Stantz, Dan Aykroyd, and he was really the first. And not only the first one he had any parts, but the secretary who first meets the daughter and Egon's grandkids at the farm, because she was the one, because Janine was the one who called the daughter up saying the father had died. So you had that one scene with her. The first cameo for the original cast was Annie Potts, and then you say Ray still runs the bookstore, Ray's Occult Books, in Manhattan, and he tells the granddaughter what had happened. That after they fought in 1989 with Vigo, after Vigo comes in and they fought him, defeated him, the ghost pretty much excuse the pun, died out, and they didn't fight any more ghosts. I mean, the ghosts weren't attacking as much anymore, and so Pete Bakeman decides to end break the Ghostbusters up, because the business dried up. They weren't busting ghosts anymore. They weren't storing them anymore. They had no more trouble, no more issues with the city like they had after the first movie. So they themselves decided to end it and break up. And Egon was the only one saying you're making a mistake. And because Egon did all this research saying, oh, it looks like that Gozer, the ghost from the first movie, was going to come back again in 2021. in which they eventually find out that yes, Goza's coming back in Oklahoma. And because the guy Endor Shandor who pulled in Goza, who attracted Goza to Manhattan, to the famous apartment building in Manhattan, and that building is still actually there, by the way. You can go to Central Park West, like 55 Central Park West, you can recognize the building and the church right next to it. When of course Bill Murray yells out, "No one sells a church in my town." There was the church right next door to the Goza building, right? I have pictures of that myself, of that building, by the way. But anyway, getting off topic. So the granddaughter, her brother, and the two friends now all of a sudden start finding ghosts, and starts finding them, and they realize that the school teacher and the mother got turned into dogs, just like Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver did in the first movie. Almost the same situation was going on, and then they realized that this is happening all over again when you're with Goza. That the original Ghostbusters, Winston, May, and Pete Beckman come to Oklahoma, and they did help out the four kids, and they all end up finding Goza, and they ended up being Goza. This time they actually caught Goza in a trap this time. And of course, if you remember, in the first movie, they didn't actually capture Goza. They defeated Goza, yes, but they didn't capture Goza in one of the Ghostbusters ghost traps. It didn't happen. But it happened in this movie. At the end of this movie, it did happen, and of course, the movie was dedicated to Harold Ramis, and they did do a tribute at the end of the movie saying goodbye, old friend, because they did have a ghost of Egon came back, even though it didn't say a word, because like I said earlier, because Harold Ramis had passed away, so he had no actual dialogue. He just nodded his head and had a big smile on his face and acknowledged his old friends and his daughter, who the ghost Egon gave a hug to, and then he just went, his ghost faded away, and then you see the words on the screen for Harold, as in for dedicated to Harold Ramis. And then there was one last scene. Of course, Sigourney Weaver does make an appearance at the end of this movie. As soon as the closing credits started, they had a scene between her and Bill Murray, and it looks like the two of them actually did get married, the two characters. Which I think a lot of people wanted to actually happen. The two characters being married, the Ghostbusters, universe, and she got even with Bill Murray, or Sigourney Weaver did, because of course the first time you see Bill Murray in Ghostbusters, he was shocking a guy, guess what's on, the cards, and he kept shocking him. Well, Sigourney Weaver, they actually brought out the actual shocking device, and Sigourney Weaver was shocking Bill Murray, giving him electric shocks. He said, "Oh, what's on the card?" He said, "Oh, there's about 3 wavy lines on." And he said, "Oh, okay, what's this one?" He said, a five-pointed star. And she shocks him again. And then Sigourney Weaver says, "I can't believe you actually used to shock your students." And of course, in a reference to the first scene you see Bill Murray in Ghostbusters, and in the original Ghostbusters movie. But in Ghostbusters Afterlife, I thought this was a very, 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 very good movie, and a great plot. And it had very few laughs in it compared to the other, the first two Ghostbusters films, where you had a lot of jokes and laughs. You really didn't have that many laughs in this movie. Because I think it takes, I felt it had more of a serious tone on it, and which makes it, to me, it makes it more of an entertaining movie instead of all those like juvenile jokes that you had in the first two Ghostbusters movies. You had a lot of juvenile jokes and things like that. All that stuff was cut down in this film, which I think makes it a little bit better. And I'm not saying I didn't hate the first Ghostbusters movie. I loved the first Ghostbusters movie when it came out. But, you know, as the older you get, the more you don't like the juvenile jokes. But this one, because it is from the kid's point of view, so it's a little bit more innocent, and it's like meant, you know, towards, you know, the child audience this time. And it should have been called Ghostbusters Juniors or something like that, or Junior Second Grade or whatever, because it was more like a Junior Ghostbusters movie, or Ghostbusters as kids, and that's what it was. I mean, and I'm not saying I don't hate the movie. I give this a very, very positive review. I like the movie. I like to see these characters again in another film. Who knows, maybe God willing to make a sequel out of this film, or who knows, maybe because of the writer's strike, everything probably got pushed back and delayed and everything. But I do hope that there is a sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I would like to see these characters again. I would like to see, you know, the older Ghostbusters or the original Ghostbusters helping these kids out, or give them advice, or be advisors to or mentors to these kids. That I would like to maybe see in the next movie, if there is a next one. But as far as this one, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I can't give this movie a positive enough of a review. And I can't do this movie justice because it's that I feel it's that good. So that's my review of the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and only on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com. It's all at WDY.com. There's a homepage in the Rally Reviewer, Christine Moore, and the Rally Reviewer, and please watch all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.